Because Tasia needs time to edit the music.
Edit. And then we do a little Vogue action. See?
I love it. Thank you. Thanks,
my head
guys, for being here. And welcome back to the Unhinged Hygienist, where today we have Ms. Holly Moons. I like how I'm like pointing to you like you're here. Boom! There she is.
I mind she's here. Oh, there.
There. Over there. Okay.
We have word. Where do you want to go?
Today we're going rogue, guys. There is no bullet points. There is no script. There is no anything to keep my ADHD brain focused.
Full Joe Rogan today.
Boom. We are just going to talk. We're going to talk about, and I think Holly's got some stuff, up her sleeve that she's going to throw at us today and make sure to see his brain can formulate answers quickly.
You will. So Tasia kept asking me, like, what do you want to talk about? And I have a million things. And then it just hit me. I have this little sticker and it said, that's not a diagnosis, but I've got some theories. And I'm like, oh, I need some more questions like this. I need a little ball.
Oh, awesome. I think we just found the title. Yeah, Holly and her bowl of tricks.
Yes, exactly.
But being that you have a lot of things you want to talk about, like, you can be a recurring guest on this podcast.
Well, yeah. I mean, there's so much to say in hygiene.
Oh,
I mean,
God.
right now in medicine, like, where do we stop? I know. Like,
how do we grab it?
Guys, you need to watch this episode on YouTube to get the full effect. Yes.
I'm sorry, it's not like a martini glass. It's just a bowl.
I love it.
So, okay. So I want to ask you guys questions, and I mean, it could be anything.
A little script flipper. Oh, Holly, do you want to describe yourself?
Yes. Like, tell us about.
I am pale. I am 5'4". I have freckles.
Yay! Me too.
All right,
Holly.
Holly is like the epitome of the nitric oxide and anything you want to know about any type of periodontal pathogens. Anything.
I love bacteria.
You guys met at a conference, right?
Oh, yeah, we should talk about that. How did we meet?
So we were at the IBM Symposium in St. Pete, Florida. And so this was the big symposium that Tasia is talking about all the time. And so I'm at a table.
What's IDM stand for?
Integrative Dental Medicine Scholar Society. So,
where all the smarty pantses went. Yes. This is the thing that set your fire off.
That's right.
Fire.
That's right.
Yeah. Okay. Gotcha. All right.
So
now I'm following the bouncing ball.
So I'm at a table and I'd already invited Alex, another hygienist, over the table. So the table kept growing. And I see Tasia from across the room with her purple hair. And I'm like, yes, that cat is cool. Who is this girl? Who is she?
That cat is cool.
Out, like, that's her motto. Like, who am I? Who am I?
Who am I?
And
I don't
just
know.
somehow, one way or another, she ended up at our table, the table in front of us. And we just gathered this little group of misfits in the middle of the conference, and it was great. And we've kept friends. We would Zoom on the weekends and talk about anything and everything, and built a circle of ladies, which is beautiful. So
a community.
Yeah,
I love it.
Absolutely. So you need to find your people, and everyone has something to say. And so now with my bowl of questions.
Love it.
We were trying to stall there.
I like the bowl of questions.
Yeah. So I'm gonna ask you guys some things because I want to know. I think everyone wants to hear what you guys have to think. So this is like on the fly. So the first question.
She's getting me completely out of my element. Here we go.
Yeah,
I think we didn't try to
forget
script.
Forget Toastmasters, guy. We got Holly Roaster over here. So
this is the Holly Hygiene Takeover.
Oh, I love it. The Holly Hygiene Takeover.
The Holly Hygiene Takeover. Yep.
No. All right. You already have the cutest name. Now you have the cutest title. Okay.
There you go. Nerd galore.
Love it.
All right. So main message that you want to share with other hygienists. Go.
Fire round.
So
main message. Mine is always going to boil down to stay curious. That's what I want to keep. Just stay curious, because think about it. That's how you two met. Tasia was curious about this conference. You were curious about what the subject matter was. And then we got curious about a podcast. I think we got furious, and then we wound up being, using that. I think that would be my answer. Stay curious.
I love that.
Well, I
Furious
like
and then
that one.
curious together.
Stay curious, but also look for opportunities to grow.
Yeah.
Find something you're passionate about and
Mhm.
learn about that. And it doesn't always, like I said in the last episode, which won't be out for a while, but like it doesn't have to be dental. It could be anything in the medical realm. That could
Mhm.
be your niche. Like me, I love autoimmune and gut health. Like learn more about that. Do something that's going to create passion. Maybe find a conference that reflects that and go, because I feel like that can be completely life changing if you find the right place to go and you meet the right people. It empowers you to want to do more and fight for this cause that we're all fighting for right now,
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
evolve,
It's true.
empower, and, grow this profession.
I had our guy Eddie Pinero. Shout out to Eddie and Your World Within. He has a saying that says, "Find the intersection of what brings value to the world and what brings passion to you." And I think that's a really valuable
Yep.
that. And then his other one is, are you looking at today as an opportunity or an obligation?
Mm,
Wow.
I know, right?
Yeah,
So,
deep thoughts. Those
right?
right?
are good. Yeah. I think
What
my
about you, Holly Moons? What's your answer to that?
so I think I would say don't wait for a dentist to rescue you.
Because that isn't
Yeah.
happening.
No, no. They're
Yeah.
pushing it us off
Yeah,
the
but don't
ledge.
like, don't let a room of, like, bad equipment break you down. Don't let that kind of stuff destroy you. If you need glasses, then you get them yourself. If you need a
Yep,
better
agreed.
chair, you get it yourself. If you need a better piece of equipment, you get it yourself. Don't break yourself and your career waiting for someone to come rescue you. That
That's
was
the truth.
yeah, something that
Mhm.
Anne Guion from a long time ago, she taught me. She's like, you do it yourself. Don't wait for
Yeah.
someone. So you got to be your own
Mhm.
savior and,
Yep.
knight in shining armor.
I'm going to add to that too, because I've had moments too where it's like, you want to learn. I want to go to a conference. I want to learn about something specific. But then I'm like, you know what? I could go to this conference, learn it, but there's no implementation that's going to happen from this. But
Yeah.
that doesn't matter. That's not the point. The point is you're going, you're learning, you're growing, you're staying curious. And that's information that you're going to have always forever, because this might
Yeah.
not be your forever job. So I think that's
Nobody can take
important.
your knowledge from
No.
you. And I think that's the most valuable part, right? You are still continuing to grow yourself, whether or not you're supported by the office you work in.
Yep.
Mhm.
Unfortunately, we don't always wind up in places that nurture us.
Mhm.
But we can, that's why I think this community is very important because we nurture each other. Are you cold? Did you just turn your
I
heater on?
I did.
It is June in Michigan and you just turned your heater on. I'm freezing. My AC is on like
I'm
68
in the
because it's
basement,
108 already
guys.
here. Vegas is hot, bro. Vegas is hot. What do you got in St. Pete today?
Yeah, it's the swamp. It's Jurassic Park all day
Okay.
long. I'm waiting
That's
for the
fine.
brontosaurus to walk on past.
I
Yeah.
could never. My mom is like, please move home, sweetie, please.
Yeah.
And I swore after my divorce a few years ago, I was like, I'm moving back
She
home. I
was.
told all my friends, I was like,
I
I
was
got my
not happy
Florida
about
dental
it. I
hygiene
was not.
license. Oh, and then you
And I
left,
know,
you
I'm
jerk.
sorry, damn it. You had to throw
Twice
that in there.
you've left
I
me.
set myself up for that one.
No, no. And then what happened is I went home. I went back to Florida. My mom's in Kissimmee. My bestie's in Palm Coast. Everyone's all around that Central Florida area. And I got off the plane. I didn't even get off the plane. You know how they open the gate and
Oh, yeah.
it just, that
Smacks you.
air comes down the hall. And I'm like,
Oh,
oh, I forgot about this. I do not care how much I miss my mama. I am not going home. I can't. Bugs and humidity. We
Oh,
don't have that in
yes.
Vegas.
No.
yeah.
And, I can't. I just can't. I love you, Mom. Shout out to my Florida peeps. You can keep your palmetto bugs and your 98% humidity. Thank you.
Yeah, I used all of the bad words the other day because I found a palmetto hiding behind a curtain, and my husband's like, "What is going on in there?" Like, hell
I can't imagine Miss
opened
Holly
up.
Moons using bad words.
Well, when they fly at you, it's like they're ginormous and they have no fear. Like, what the
No.
hell?
They don't
No.
have any fear
I
because they're
just I can't
3,000
picture.
years old.
I can picture me and Lauren swearing up a storm, but I just
Yeah.
can't see Miss Holly
Holly probably said,
Moons.
you gosh darn Ricker
Yeah,
Fox, get out of here. I'm gonna pluck your wings.
Right. No, I had like my inner Christmas Story dad, the whole the doll. It was Sailor time.
Okay,
Like,
next. I love
Is that
this. This
another
is great.
question?
Okay.
yep,
Okay.
the Gemini and T is gonna be like, all right, this is good. This is a good one too.
Okay.
Did you ever have a boss throw a patient out of the practice for you?
Oh, no.
I wish. I have asked for it.
That's so funny. No. I'm
No.
trying to think now. I've worked in a lot of places. No.
Okay, well then, did you ever have a boss defend you in front of a patient? Like come to your defense?
Not that I knew of.
I'm trying
Wow, you guys.
Yeah.
to,
If they did, I mean,
I had a boss one time, or a patient threatened our office manager in New York, and our boss did not dismiss them. Like he threatened her. Um, I'm trying to think.
Like that to
There was
me
a
is
drunk
odd.
man in
Oh,
Vegas, but we had to lock him out of and then called his girlfriend to come get him because there's no reason.
didn't you just have somebody smoking crack in your bathroom?
Oh, but that wasn't a patient. That was some
Oh.
random off the street person who came in, pretended to ask questions about dental, then asked to go to the bathroom, and then was smoking a crack pipe. Then we had to call the cops. While there was an accident outside with our patients, it was a 4-car collision.
wow.
While my patient was pouring water all over my computer. There was a lot that happened within a
Oh,
few
that
hours
was on
that
the
day.
same day?
Yeah, there must have been a full moon. But no, Holly, I don't think
No, I don't think so either.
I've ever, no. And there's been moments where, yes, people may have, could have been dismissed, but no.
Wow.
I
That's
had
quiet the two of you got. Yeah.
I had one patient fairly recently who okay, for me,
Mhm.
no, this is kind of the story of my professional life. I have a certain demographic that hates me, hates me. And it has been since the day I started hygiene. And
Mhm.
so it's always somebody, it's the white mid level professional woman who is always 20 to 30 years ahead of me. So if I was 20, she was 40. Now that I'm 40, she's 60. And they're always HR or accountants or that personality type. They do not like all of this. And
Yeah.
when I come in and I'm like, hey, let me talk to you about hygiene and all of this, they're like, you can check it. Oh, sorry,
Wow.
that's shut up in Hebrew. And so, and it was just, and so anyway, I fairly recently had somebody in my practice
Mhm.
who so my office is a fee for service, biologically holistic office. So we have a particularly crunchy group of people that come there. And I expect my patients to have this higher level of dental IQ and health IQ. And when this particular older, extremely rich woman came in and I told her about the yuck mouth that she had and about how to deal with it, she kind of sassed me and she was like, listen, what did she call me? Oh, she called me snotty. She was like, you're kind of snotty. And apparently you don't like people telling you how to do your job. And I was like,
Shall-
okay.
Should I come tell you how to do your
Yeah,
job?
we'll
Like,
switch chairs.
yeah, because
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I guess she was never used to anyone actually coming back at her with a suggestion that wasn't hers.
Mm.
And I'm like, listen, that's why you come to me. I'm not your yes man. I'm your hygienist. I'm here to help you not look like I punched you in the face by just looking at you and blowing air on you. So, I mean, come on now. So, anyway, so that lady went directly up to my boss and my boss's wife, because I work in a husband and wife clinic, and talked mad smack about me. Bop, 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 bop. And they didn't dismiss her, but she demanded that I no longer be her hygienist because at the time I was only the only hygienist, but the doctor refused to do her hygiene for her too. So she just left herself out of the practice.
Wow.
And now wait, it gets better because we just hired a second hygienist and they called the patient back and she said, sure, I'll give this lady a try. That lady is a perio queen. And so the new hygienist actually diagnosed her with everything that I had said a year and a half ago. And now she doesn't like that either. So there
That
you
was
go.
like Vegas. But see, I'm the same. Like I throw it back at patients, and
Yeah.
you're gonna give it to me, you're gonna get it back. Like that's how this is
Yeah.
gonna work. Like
Well,
I'm
that's
not
what I
someone you're gonna like
did.
step all over. Like that's not gonna happen.
Exactly.
But
No,
she
when the
was like,
second time Oh, hold on. The second time she came back, I'll finish this story because it gets even better. The second time when she came back, I sat down because I was told that they weren't going to dismiss her, but I was told that I needed to talk to her because these are all the things she had to say about me. This just diatribe of what a snot I was and how I was this, that, and the other. Anyway, so when I sat her back, I put her in the chair. I sat knee to knee with this woman. I pulled up my chair and I said, I understand that you have had an issue and I would like to discuss it. Please tell me how I can make this situation
Mhm.
better for you. Why are you displeased? What made you go talk to my bosses about me? Let's go talk about it. Girl, that script flipped so fast. She was like, I never said anything.
Oh
Blah, blah, blah,
God.
blah, blah. And I'm like, don't gaslight me, bro. Like, I
I
should have
know.
broed her. I
You
should have
should have.
broed her.
Yeah.
But I was like super professional, knee to knee. Let's do this. Please tell me how I can make this situation better for you. And I said, please, if you need to tell me how to do my job better, I am all ears. And
Mhm.
I just gave it to her. I was like, you kindness, blah, blah, blah. And then by the end, she still didn't want to see me.
Well,
So
next. Don't
whatever.
let the
So,
door hit you on your way out.
but they did not
No.
dismiss her, even though she talked a bunch of smack. So whatever.
I think it kind of
Well,
highlights too, like the control. Like some patients need to hold
Yeah.
on to some version of control because they're in the
Yes.
chair, very vulnerable, and it might be the
Mhm.
right time to approach someone with something
Okay.
and maybe not. But we have no clue. Like
Yeah.
most
yeah.
of the time, we're just leading with the truth. We're leading with what we see, and
Yeah.
then it kind of backfires. And you feel like,
Yeah.
"Whoa, what did I say
Yeah.
so wrong?" Like I'm just trying to help here. I'm your advocate, not your enemy.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's the whole
No, but
stay
it's
in your lane thing, right?
Yeah.
To
so
see, I'm sorry,
Vegas.
what's your
No, it's
story?
fine. I had this patient. She was not from, I'm not sure, was she from some other country? Was she visiting? I can't remember. But I remember she had like two, like 8 and 9 were veneers. She had perio. She's like, I don't want you touching those teeth. And then I was like, but she was rude. So maybe I can't hide my facial expressions, but I said, like, I understand, they're not going to fall off. I'm like, if we don't clean them, the infection's going to get worse. So then I told her she had, she needed a scaling and root planing. She got all irritated because, no one's told her before. So she's like, she got rude. And then she's like, is my insurance going to cover it? And I'm like, I'm not sure. I'm like, let me go ask the front and I'll be right back. Dude, by the time I got to the front, she comes running out. You are so rude, blah, blah, blah. She's like, I don't want to see you anymore. And I was like, that's great. I'm like, because the feeling is mutual. And then she was like, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, lady, and I said, I'm like, you came in with 6 millimeter pockets. I didn't put them there. So it's not my problem. If you don't want to see me again, there's 7 other hygienists, but it ain't going to be me.
Mhm.
But I had already given my notice at the time when I was moving. So, but like,
Oh.
come on, like, what happened from like, it wasn't even that bad till like all of a sudden you're running out screaming and yelling.
She saw that was her chance to get out. That was it. I'm sure no one ever. Holly, are you an active hygienist?
Oh yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
does everybody love you? They're like, I
Well,
want to
no,
see
so
her.
so it's hard. I'm in perio. So I'm
Oh.
I'm in perio, and there are times when, you've got those that want to follow you. You feel like they've
Mm-hmm.
been thrown out of other places, and for some reason, they've latched onto you because
Mm-hmm.
I think for some, if you are trustworthy enough and you tell them, "This is, I'm here to help you." And if you sound authentic, because you're just trying to do a good job. Some people really need that. Now, do we need that patient? Not necessarily. I don't need it for my ego. I don't want
No.
all the drama for my ego. But
No.
but it's hard, and expectations. I had a patient who I just recently did saliva testing on, and it surprised me because I spent all this time creating a plan, was gonna share it with her, only to find out because I didn't have a lab report from 4 years, 5 years prior, that lab had closed down. We're in a different office. I can't access those records. Because I did not have a comparison, she was livid.
Hmm.
Had no
Whoa.
had no clue that she wanted a comparison. Her expectation was different than mine. To me, it's like blood work.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is your A1C is valid now. The
Uh-huh.
oral pathogens are valid now. I can go over
Mm-hmm.
16 pages of stuff right now. This is
Yeah.
valuable information, but she was expecting something different. And so
Hmm.
I think sometimes too, we kind of have our
Mhm.
own template of how we expect the appointment to be. And for an array of different patients, they might come in with a different expectation. And
Yeah.
sometimes it just doesn't mesh.
Yeah.
And so how
That's
to
it. very important
Yeah.
statement. Like,
Yeah.
what are your expectations? Yeah.
Like, do you just think is a polishing what you're gonna get? And then here we are probing and
Mhm.
talking to
Mhm.
you about disease. So
Mhm.
educating the patient, yes, but their perceived notion of how they think they're some of them come in and they're thinking it's just gonna be a half-hour appointment, and
Yeah.
you need that time just to probe, just
Correct.
to
Yeah.
document all the things and
Yeah.
their x-rays, etc. And they're still waiting, like, when am I gonna get out of here? So I think it's easy to step on a lot of toes. There's a lot of landmines out there. You're not intending to do it,
Yeah.
but everyone's got an expectation for that hour. And it goes so fast. It goes so
That's the truth. And
so
if you are coming at it in a way that they've never seen before and you're doing the testing, you're doing the thorough, you're asking the questions that no one's ever asked them before, it is really disarming for them because I
Yeah.
just don't think they don't have an expectation,
Yeah.
right? The second or third time, it's interesting because I just had that sort of recently happen with a myofunctional client where they came in and I was told the treatment plan was guns ablazing. We're doing a tongue tie release next week and we have to do this. And I sat them down and I was like, could you please explain to me what the fire is? Like, what is your hurry? Can we please, unravel what's gotten you to this point? And she was just like, thank you for asking that. I don't know what the hurry is. And so, however, then, 3 people later, it came back that she was like, "Well, I didn't get anything done at that first one." And I'm like, "Okay." So, I don't know, and I think sometimes you just have to we're trying to meet people where they are, right?
Yeah.
But I think it makes me laugh because it's top of mind, like, to see that pediatric situation that you had, that your video is viral now. And that's literally what you had to say to that lady. "I'm sorry, what are your expectations for
Well,
what I
see,
can do with your little
she
Tasmanian devil?"
she
yeah.
brought them in, and the whole note on there is she said he had airway issues. So my office manager was like, "Oh, we have the perfect hygienist for you." So I was going in talking airway because the
Mhm.
kid had subglottal stenosis at birth. He's 3, almost 3. So he had a trach in for like he just had it removed.
Wow.
So there was other stuff going on. So I'm talking airway and she's like, "Why would make you think he has airway problems?" And I'm like, "He had subglottal stenosis. You said he had airway problems." So
Mhm.
we're talking about airway. So it was just like it was a mad mess. So like I'm talking to mom, he's running around. So like I'm trying it was just a lot going on and like there was no order in that appointment. He just was doing whatever he wants, whatever. And he caught me off. I literally trimmed my head for 2 seconds and water's all over the computer monitor keyboard and I was like, as
Okay.
he grabs the biolays, like, I literally grabbed his arm. I was like, "No, no,
We're gonna
we're
say
not
no
doing
to
that.
this one.
No." Don't mess with my laser.
Expectations, right?
But yeah,
Golly.
and that's what I said. I'm like, "What do you mean you're not gonna do anything today?" I'm like, "Well, what are your expectations of this visit?"
Mhm.
He hasn't sat in the chair, so he has cervical decay everywhere, probably from being, trached for so long or whatever the
Mhm.
issue is. He's got airway issues. Like, we can't what do you how is he supposed to inject him
Yeah.
if he won't sit in the chair? I'm like, this isn't gonna be a good experience for anybody.
Mhm. And
That's why there's
is
keto.
there well, and yeah, and I know that they have sedation dentistry for pediatrics, but
Yeah,
I don't know what that level is. Like, do they have to be 5? Do they have to be a
I
certain
don't know.
weight?
I
Like,
gave
I've
them
heard,
all the referrals.
yeah,
Go and don't come
I
back.
know. Like everyone. Any pediatric hygienists and dentists that are listening to this, could you
I
answer that question?
God, I give you
Oh,
guys credit, man. I don't
God bless them. They're going to the highest level of heaven
and I
automatically.
don't get me wrong. It's not that I don't like children. I like very well behaved children who
There's
listen
certain
to their
kids,
parents, and do what they're told. Not
because
many of
that's
those
because there aren't very many parents out there that like ours who I mean my parents had the look. My dad was so good at that look. I
Oh,
once peed myself.
yeah,
I He scared the pee out of me and then I got whooped for that. So,
yeah,
it was,
yeah,
well,
yeah.
in the South, they like them
Different
whoopings.
times.
So
All
anyway,
right,
on
next
that
next
note, what's your
question.
next question?
Here we go.
Squirrel.
Well, you know what? This kind of falls into that category, most memorable patient. Now, we were talking about maybe some of the more
I have a good one.
dangerous scenarios. So now think about the best patient.
I'll take this one first and then see what you think. Because I can, top of mind, I love this one patient. Am I saying a name? Am I outing her?
Oh, I remember someone. Okay. Yep.
I'm gonna out my little friend because she's probably hopefully gonna listen to this. Her name is Carrie, and I love, love, love. Like when she comes in, she brings joy to my life. And she has hugged me. I see her every 8 weeks for her hygiene because we got her on a super, super tight schedule. Every single time she says to me, I have never learned more from any provider of any kind than I have from you. And she's like, you are a joy and a blessing in my life. And for her to say that in a world full of hygiene, and this is why I keep trying to emphasize, we're going to reach somebody, right? We aren't going to reach everyone. And I got the blessing of making a difference in this woman's life. And that is what fuels me every single day. And I think about her so often. And that's what I want every hygienist to find. If you have that one person, that one patient who says something like that, you have to hold it. And I mean, she wrote a review and she tells me every time and she says, I talked to all my friends and I talked to my husband and I don't care. I don't care who you talk to, but she said that to me and that was glorious. So
I think
she
that
wins.
makes everything we do worth it, right? And I think
Right.
I can't
Yeah.
think of like a specific guys. Do you know how many offices I've worked at? But it's like that. It's so when you see patients that you're talking to and they get it and they're like, "Oh my God, no one's ever talked to me about this." Like
Yeah.
when I tempted recently, the one patient we were talking about airway and all this stuff, and he's like, "Oh my God, like no one has ever said anything." He's like, "This makes sense." The person who did my other, left side SRP, like didn't even do what you did on this side SRP. I went over everything because I felt bad. We're just but there was
You're like,
one
we're gonna fix
patient,
that.
my cutest little old man in Harlem. He was one of those old men that you just want to like hug.
Oh,
Like he was like
wanted to get his
97 years
grandpa.
old. He
Oh.
was the cute, like and to this day, like I remember him because we would talk about like when he would go to like the baseball games back in the day when it was like the Brooklyn, what was it? Why can't I
Dodgers.
think
I
right
think they
now?
were the Dodgers then.
The Dodgers and how he
Yeah.
used to, like, go into the stadium and, like, when it was, like, still kind of, like, segregated, and it was just he had the best stories, and he was so cute, and then one day he never made his appointment,
Yeah.
Oh,
and
Yeah.
we all got, like, nervous, and then we found out, but it was just, like
it's sad.
it still makes me sad because like, he always like, when I would see him at work, it was just so much joy. I was like, "He's here.
Yay.
It's gonna be a great day."
Yay.
I
I
would
Yep.
I think what about you, Holly? What do you got?
so I was I have like a little old person too. His name was Peter, and I think he was 97. He flew planes in the war, and I remember he got really he always smelled like Dr. Pepper too. I don't know how his shampoo just smelled like Dr. Pepper, so he always smelled so sweet. But right before COVID, he went into a rehab facility, and I remember going in and visiting him, and he's,
Oh,
there in the bed, and he always used to call me, "Hey, kiddo," and so I went in and he's like, "Hey, kiddo," and there he is. And I remember, spending time with him, visiting with him. And then when I left, COVID hit and he had passed on, you weren't able to find out, where he went and what's going on. So just have those really precious, precious people that
Yeah.
just make you feel like they're giving you that fuel to keep
yeah.
going. And like if
Mhm.
there's one person you reach that one, you have that connection. You almost feel like they're the gift to you.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Like they're the ones
exactly.
that bring you
Yeah.
joy.
Yeah.
You're there to
Agreed.
provide a service, but you get more out of them sometimes.
Yeah.
So it's those patients that kind of drive you to keep going
Yeah.
and push you
Amen.
to do better because you never know. You might get a Nancy, a naughty Nancy, but you might get someone that's, just a sweet little human
Yeah.
being. So you have to keep trying.
And that's why, because
So
I've
to
had
the
other
people listening,
providers say, like, "Oh, it's so exhausting. People don't care. I'm tired of repeating myself." And it's like, no, you can't think like that because
Yeah.
you're going to make a difference in someone's life. That's like a teacher saying, "I don't want to teach because no one's
right?
going to change." It's changing one or two people, and those
Yeah.
people might,
Mhm.
your message is
It's
going to get
ripple.
kind of, yeah, it's a ripple effect. So you can't think like that because once you get those patients who get it and care, like that just it motivates me even more to do
Yeah.
what we're doing now. So.
Right. I think that's one of those things that we have to remember. It's our 1700th time saying it, but it might be their first time hearing it. And, funnily enough, I honed this thought process while working at the Home Depot because I was Lauren, and you would never believe how many people asked for standard sized products. And I was like, listen, it's Chicago. There is no square wall, square window, square anything, and no standard anything. I need you to use your measuring tape, please. But and then it was the same thing over and over and over again. And I remember sometimes I would be so frustrated because I was like, there's no standard, go blah. But it was like their first time doing it. And so I just had to step back and be like, hi, I'm Lauren. Can we please stop this? And I will discuss the joys of tile and hardwood and your window coverings. So, but yeah, I mean, same thing in dentistry because some people don't know that there's more than AIM from the dollar store and gold Listerine. They don't know about probiotics. They don't know about gut health. They don't know that their blood pressure matters. And I really try to step back. And when I get that question that's like, well, what does that have to do with my mouth? I'm like, oh, golden opportunity to teach you something here. Welcome back to my kind of dentistry where I am going to bring in the whole body health. And that is a moment, a teachable moment, one that I try to remain grateful for. Although there are days where, I've had it up to here with those conversations, but I still have to remember this is their first time hearing it. So
it's like we're rewinding after every appointment. Rewind.
Exactly.
Rewind.
Yep.
But think about like how many patients you've referred for a biopsy. You think about like memorable patients. I had a guy, it was a lesion on the tongue, a little teeny white, like a warty spot. Could have been a tongue bite based on the location, but we had a rule in the office. You're going to come back in 4 weeks. We're going to recheck it. We're measuring it. We're taking photos, and it was still there, and it was stage 0 tongue cancer. And, he would come back in every year, like another year remission. So you think about, the memorable patients that you have that you've saved lives.
Agreed.
So, I mean, huge. Are you ready?
That's always fun. The biopsy referrals when people get mad when it was negative. And I'm just like, did you want it to be positive? Because then people are like, it was a waste of my time or whatever. And I'm like, I'm happy that it was negative. Thank you for going.
I remembered something. I had a patient back in New York who would always try to hit on me in very inappropriate ways. But because it was a doctor's friend, never got dismissed, and I was the only hygienist, and it was horrible. That's all I have to say.
See? Back to that. Defend your people. Everyone should feel protected. Not only the patient should feel safe, we should feel safe as providers. And we are women in a very vulnerable position. One of the things that, people don't understand how often, like I have a person who I see all the time who always reaches up and like touches the back of my arm. And I have to like move or I lay them back and I'm doing a deep clean in. I'm all up in there and their hand is on my hip. And I'm like, could you take your hand off of me, please? Because my boobs are in their face and they think that I'm in their proximity. Because I'm all up in their business, I want them. I'm like, I am your dental hygienist. Calm yourself. So, but it's the same as nurses. And I remember having this conversation with people. If we are in a caretaking role, and there are certain groups of people out there who find that as a little invite to them, please do not feel invited into our space, people. Although there is no personal space in dentistry, that does not allow you to come into my bubble. I am here to help you feel better. But
that's all. I just remembered that.
That's a good one.
Squirrel moment. Okay. All right. Next.
Here, next
what
one.
you got?
I like
Ollie's having fun with this too.
The thing in dentistry you would change first if you could.
Whoa, this is like a loaded question.
How do you narrow that down?
Where do I start?
Where do I start?
I'm gonna
insurance.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same.
Insurance dictating treatment.
Yes.
That's what I would say. I do not want insurance to tell me or my patient what they need and what they can have.
I agree with that because
they are not in the office with me.
That
they
is
are
the
not
trickle effect for everything else that goes to hell. Production, produce. That comes from insurance. Everything that we go through as dental hygienists with like not being respected, feeling undervalued, I think all stems from the insurance-based model.
Yeah.
Mhm. How about
Yeah.
the freedom to travel with your license?
Ah, well, you said
That's
one. There's a lot.
Yeah.
That reciprocity would be fantastic.
The compact,
Don't
yeah.
I'm going. Okay. I
Yeah.
feel like every state should be the same.
Yeah.
All like you want
All
assistants to
American
clean
mouths
teeth.
are the same. Yeah.
There's states where assistants can give anesthetic, but Texas just passed hygienist giving anesthetic. Can we take a moment and make this make me understand what the hell is happening? Because I don't.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, and then
Make me understand how state lines change oral needs.
Make us understand why, as healthcare professionals who are licensed and went to school, we are treated like shit a lot of times in the dental office. Let's go this route because it's true. We get shitted on by everyone in the office. We get treated like little assistants, No, we went to school, but we're like shut down by the doctors, shut down by the office managers. And I'm not saying me right now. I'm just saying in general for a lot of people, you can't practice to your full scope when you have people holding you down. And I do think a lot of that stems from insurance and
That's what I would
board,
say. Is
like
we also
each
have
state board.
a mutual friend, T and I, who was looking into getting a license in California from Florida. And it surprised me because she came back with it was going to cost her $5,000
Yeah.
to take the boards. And so if you're trying to move somewhere, the amount of money to take the boards over again or take whatever courses you might not have had just to be able to start practicing. And you can't do that immediately.
No.
You can't just hop a border of a state line and then expect that you can get to work.
California is the most expensive because I was looking at that too. They also have like a X-ray course you have to take. And I'm like, I'm sorry, if we're hygienists who've been practicing, even 1 year, like, I'm sorry, you've been straight out of school. If you don't know how to take an X-ray, then you need to go back to your school and ask for your money back because something went wrong somewhere. Like, why are we having to take X-ray courses? That's like a slap in the face. Like, do we not know what we're doing? When assistants in some states don't even need a license to take X-rays. They get taught on the job.
See, exactly.
So,
and stuff like that. But I think that goes back to, do we actually need a clinical board exam? Isn't that a slap in our face? See, even my dog.
Canada doesn't have one, so we don't have a
I don't
clinical board.
understand. Like, we just spent 2 to 4 years scaling teeth and going through clinicals and having checklists. Is this more of an insult to us, the student, the new hygienist, or the teaching institution, or a lack of faith in what we have established as standard of care? Because I will tell you that the dean of my program was up on my butt all day long. And if I didn't get straight A's, they were not passing me. I had to scale and scale and scale and scale. And of course, we had glassy smooth 20 years ago.
Yeah.
And so, I don't understand. But anyway, next question.
Okay, here we go. All right. You guys love this.
We gotta do this monthly. This is fun right now.
Serious. You guys, okay, this is very serious. Deviled eggs, dill pickle, sweet pickle, or no pickle?
Dill. Ew.
Sweet.
A sweet pickle is an abomination to pickles.
I love bread and butter pickles.
See,
I love them.
I'm a gherkin pickle girl too. Yeah.
Chris had this. We had this conversation yesterday at Sam's Club about pickles because Maeve wanted to get these pickles the size of her head, but the jar was massive. And I'm like, but then there was the bread and butter pickles, and I'm like, I'll eat those ones, and they made fun of me too.
I'm really disappointed in this new discovery of our friendship.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, and we
give me a crispy classic dilly classic pickle all day long. Or if you have boar's head where you are, like in Publix, they
Or
had
New
those
York.
whole big pickles that they just pull right out of that thing. It's still a whole cucumber. You pop it, you got vinegar all down you.
Yeah, no. I'm not saying I won't eat it, but I
Ugh.
prefer a bread and butter pickle.
No. And then extra points if you make me hot dill pickles.
Hey.
There you go.
We just did a Grillo's and Clausen pickle taste off at lunchtime earlier.
Oh, wow.
So this is when you really get to know your pickles if you do these side-by-side tests. You really
Get to know your pickle.
You do. One of them is crispier. One of them's more garlicky. So you don't know till you try it.
That's so funny.
Okay. We're gonna have to when you come here, Lauren.
Man,
and when
these
I
are
come there, we're
hard-hitting
gonna
questions.
this is great.
That got the most energy I know.
All right, we need
Oh,
another. Okay, what you got?
and tell me if you need. Tell me when to stop too, because I got a whole bowl. At a certain point, one
Okay,
more.
no, we're
You want one
may-
more?
m- maybe a few more. We got,
Okay.
Let's go.
there's,
We're at 40
it
minutes. Let's
depends
go.
how long we talk, right? So,
Yeah, there's no predicting what can
yeah,
happen here.
Pickle
Um,
upon. Who knows? Best mentor.
best mentor.
Mhm.
Wow.
So
Personal or someone I mean, like there's
individual.
people I've
Yeah.
studied under, but
So I'll start too, like Anne Guion, like way back in the day when CEs were live.
mhm,
Or you filled out the paper CE in the back of the journal and then you
mhm,
mailed it off for your credits. Like that's how far back, like T and I 26 years into it. So
yeah,
to go to a live course and to see Anne Guion really just say, hey, be your own advocate. And she was bringing out all these products at the time. So she was a real, scientist in that way.
mhm,
Opened my world into thinking, I don't have to just use what's handed down to me. I can call reps. I can interview these
yeah,
people myself. I can do my
yeah,
own lunch and learns. I can figure out what kind of floss I like, what kind of brush I like, what kind of chair I like. So I can build it out. What kind of products you want your patients using.
yeah.
So that theme has carried with me. And I would
That's
say
good.
that goes all the way back to Anne. So there you go. There's mine.
That's a good one.
Hmm.
Man, I kind of jumped all over the place on that one. You got
yeah.
one to see her?
I think it's hard because I can't say like one because I've worked in so many places. I've, worked with different consulting companies, different people, different doctors. And it's like I've learned a little bit from each one.
Hmm.
But like, I guess for me, like it was all through the IDM because I think that that's what really
Mm,
changed for me, like working with Laura Hooper, doing the saliva diagnostics, looking at the research. I think for me, that was like my pivot into a more oral systemic connection
mhm,
that made me wanting more. Like I was more curious. I had more questions. I was like, now I can't go back. So I think that opened
mhm,
up a whole box, the unhinged box of the unhinged hygienist.
mm,
But like I said, like there's been a lot of people that I follow throughout the years that everyone has a message that has helped me along my way. So I don't know if
mhm.
there's like one specific right now. Yeah.
Maybe it's
I'm
a
gonna go old and new on that one. Like, I have to really go back to the beginning of a mentor that I didn't know was going to be my mentor, which was my first doctor, who in Chicago, when I came out hot shot and I knew everything, but then he knew everything, and I didn't understand that he really knew everything. And that was my like first little seed into holistic biological health. And then looking at the mouth as a whole body. So this doctor was also a kinesiologist. Shout out Dr. Edward Matsumoto in Chicago, Matsumoto Center for Dentistry. He was really this calm force of, he was a little Japanese guy and he was really just thoughtful and thorough. And it was not anything like I had just gotten out of school and experienced. And he was the one that looked at my face and went, "You're a clencher grinder and you've got airway issues." And so he started to kind of put those seeds in as to looking at the person as not just this mouth that they were giving me, but somebody who was a whole being, which was very important, obviously. Um, but more recently, I'm going to have to go Joy Moeller because Joy Moeller in the myofunctional world is an OG badass because she went to all of these doctors, she went to all of these forums and really knocked on every door and said, "Listen, we have a place for this here." I mean, myofunctional therapy has been around in the physical therapy world for 150 years plus. And it's like, why are we ignoring this? And why don't we think that we have a place at the table? So I got the opportunity to actually work with her. I went to her office in New York, in California for the day. And I really went under her tutelage. And she was just so loving and kind and forward with her information and her methods and her thought processes in a way that I had not gotten the opportunity to experience. And that was very monumental for me. Um, so I would have to say that too. Yeah,
That's awesome. I love it.
good
It's
answer.
fun, the gifts that a teacher brings us, like someone who's
Mhm.
really lit up and passionate, it could be something you don't even know that you want
Yeah.
to learn about. And then if
Yeah.
someone's passionate about it, you can't help but just to feel that vibe, that energy.
Exactly.
So it's someone to motivate you. So we all need a
Yeah.
mentor.
On that point, I read a book once. So I had a Dr. Jessica Emery, who does want to come on to our podcast. I worked with her in Chicago at Sugar Fix Dental Loft. And one of the things that she would have us do is once a month, we were required to read a book. And it was this whole Simon Sinek era, the start with your wife, who moved my cheese, that kind of stuff. And there was this book that was about finding your gift, your individual thing, because all the best people, we don't have all the puzzle pieces, but we surround ourselves with the people who give us the complete picture. And what I discovered from that book, because I was forced to read it, was my gift is passion. Just like you just said, girl, please, if I believe in something, you are gonna believe in it too, because I am gonna bring you all the energy and all the evidence. This goes all the way back to like my retail days. I was the #1 seller of Pergo in the Midwest because I was like, this stuff is amazing. And let me tell you how I feel about hydroxyapatite or whatever. Like, I am that selling ice to an Eskimo person, And passion is so important because indifference to me is the biggest turnoff. It's like even going to a concert. If you are up there and you look like you're not having fun, I'm gonna be like, I want my money back because no.
I think you have to light yourself up too. You cannot expect a doctor or an office to do that. You have to do it yourself because you are in the operatory. You are a one woman or man machine. It's got to come from you. And if you don't have it, there is no magic person that's going to come behind you and do it for you. So you need
That's why you stay curious.
Yeah, you gotta light it up yourself.
Yeah.
Do it. All right, last one.
Okay.
Make it good.
So, favorite piece of equipment. Now, you guys don't get to say, you don't get to do the EMS, so it's got to be something different.
Oh,
That's a given. So now I'm going to make you do something different. So favorite piece of equipment. We'll save the rest
like
for
with
later.
perio BT,
That's something. Yeah.
perio DT. I love perio DT.
Mm-hmm.
Life changing. Like I love my laser, but like when you use perio DT, man, the stuff that comes out and the tissue response and like just it looks so beautiful.
When you see
and
that
just tight
brown
and just
coming
it's
out
just
of a
great,
molar.
guys. It's just like I'm a perio DT girl, and I know like you work in biological dentistry, and it's a phenolic sulfonated compound, and I don't even really know what that is, but
Well, you know what? Nice to have an ingredient, a product that is isolated to a perio pocket.
Yep.
And isn't your typical, here's the mouthwash that's going to kill everything. You can put it in the place that you want it. And it's there to do its job, and it's washable, it comes out, you've done it. You've done it. I will tell patients it makes me look good. It makes me look good. So I mean I'm better because of
Because I've
desiccation.
put it in some nasty pockets, with furcations, and they come back and it is better, and I'm like, it's great.
Yay, it worked. See, I mean, I'm glad that there are desiccation products out there that can make our lives better and easier. Because not all of us, I have access to the Perio Precise endoscope.
Yeah.
Not me myself, but we refer it and we have somebody who comes in. So another person who's going to be a guest on the podcast, which I'm really excited about, Marvelyn, she and her partner have really created this availability for us in the Vegas Valley because she travels with the machine. And so I've had patients that I look at them and I'm like, I'm so sorry. I cannot touch this 7, 8, 9, 15 millimeter pocket. I have someone who can.
Yeah.
So although I can't say that I'm thankful for that equipment, for me, my brain went right to my triplaque disclosing agent.
That's a good one.
I won't say the GBT. I do love that thing. I can't go back, but I'm telling you, it still wouldn't even be as impressive if it wasn't for that disclosing agent.
Yeah.
I cannot understand how a hygienist feels that they have done their job completely if you haven't seen the biofilm actually disappear. So I say disclosing agent.
Yep. Or,
What say
it's
you?
funny when you polish and then disclose just to see,
Mm-hmm.
and it's not all off. It is not. And it's, it's mine, because what were we doing all these years, What is it? People don't want to use it because it's harder to get it off if you're regular polishing, but don't you want to get it all off?
Yeah.
And can't we all use that stuff? Like for us in Florida, desiccation's it because we don't have laser.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's another thing too. Like
There's a whole other scope of practice of bullshit.
Yeah. I don't know. What's the point? Why I mean, if you're not using an initiated tip, like, what are they worried about? Like, we're just essentially using red light therapy inside of the gums. Like,
Mhm.
why am I hurting anyone that you feel like light therapy is going to hurt?
But
Don't
why
step
can you
outside,
curettage?
people.
You
You
can
know?
curettage in California. It's part of
Mhm.
the course, so why
Yeah.
can't it does
Yeah.
initiate sometimes, like, it happens.
Yeah.
You have your
I
red
mean, here,
complex bacteria, you have a shit ton of bleeding, it's going to initiate.
yeah. For
And
me,
that's where you
I
get the
don't
best
anesthetize.
results. Either
I
do
don't
I.
anesthetize half of my
Either do
SRP,
I.
my non-surgical periodontal therapy patients.
What do
I
you
don't anesthetize them. And so when that laser initiates, I'm like, "Whoop, please hold. Let me undo this. Let me," because I have the long coil instead
Oh,
of
yeah, yeah,
the single tips. And so I'm like, give me a second. Let me break this off. Let me get you a new one. Because otherwise I'm about to light your face up.
yeah.
So
I
yeah.
light it up.
So if you don't use local anesthesia, what do you like to use? What's your preferred?
Most of my patients are so crunchy that they do not want the chemicals in their body.
Yeah.
So I rely on the Synapse
Yeah.
and the Orachix a lot.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I use
Also,
Orchix as well.
yeah. Also, when you get really good with that piazon from the GBT system, that lateral movement is so smooth. I mean, and every once in a while I hit that angle wrong and I hear and I'm like, "Oop, sorry." And then it sounds exactly like the Cavitron tip again. But the magnetostrictive movement, people don't understand that elliptical movement is what's literally beating your tooth and making you feel bad. So when you get really good, please, every hygienist out there, please try to fall in love with the piazon again.
Mhm,
It's just a lateral movement, exactly like every other scalar you love to use, and your patients will thank you. So I believe truly this is part of why I can do my non-surgical periodontal
mhm.
treatments without real anesthesia most of the time.
Yeah.
There are cases, but
I
yeah,
will use it, like, obviously, if someone's, it's like 9 millimeter pockets throughout, like, you can't see their teeth. Like, I'll
yeah,
know. I'll be like, "Okay, let's stay friends. We're gonna numb you because this is not going to be pleasant, so
yeah.
for you
I'll
or
say
for
that to
me,"
people.
you know?
I'm like,
So,
when you get to like level 7 where you just want to reach up and throat punch me, could you please let me know?
yeah.
This is when we'll step it back a bit. All right. Don't be tough, right? Because then I also don't need your blood pressure going up and
No.
all this other stuff. So, anyway,
What about you,
lightning
Holly?
round. Are we closing it? Oh, yeah. Well,
Yeah, well,
duh.
desiccation therapy for me all the way.
Desiccation yeah, yeah.
And that's because of the fact that we don't have a laser, we don't have a periscope. Like that's my best tool.
Yeah,
I've been
Yeah.
using, and for me, instead of Peri DT, it's been Hyben-X, which is what we've
yeah.
had, and I'm just amazing results. And so I'm excited about that whole process getting better, or maybe
Mm,
what's next after that. If that came
Right.
out, what's next? You know,
yeah.
so
And some
I'm
patients,
considering
if they can't afford both, like, I would rather them do the perio DT than the laser.
it.
Initially,
Hmm.
the results are that
Oh,
good.
so you guys charge for both. Interesting.
Yeah.
Ah. See, and I feel like that's one of the things that I'm in a fee for service office. We don't really, I have just a big lumped cost. And it's like, here you go. Because I don't have to itemize
Yeah.
everything.
Hmm.
I mean, we do have super bills for people who want them, but no.
I love fee for service. That was New York. It was just great.
It
Now
makes a
it's like
huge
Aetna
difference.
now Aetna's saying to, like, some of them won't cover pockets of 6 like, they have to be 6 millimeters or more now. I'm like,
Oh, so they're different
why
size
don't we just
area.
wait till their teeth fall out and then we can clean them and
Yeah.
hand them to them and they can,
Yeah.
make Christmas ornaments or necklaces or whatever the case may be. Why don't we go that route? Or they want to
Yeah.
know,
So,
how much time did you spend? What anesthetic did you use? How many carpals you used? I'm like, I have now, like, because they want, like, a narrative for probing. And my narrative the other day was like, because I think it makes sense that you should chart a perio patient.
mhm. High standard of care. Yeah, exactly.
And do you
Whatever.
have to write it all down, or can you not, like,
I
speak
don't
it
even know.
fully?
This is new. It's just started
Okay.
popping up and I'm because I have nothing better to do now than make 500 narratives a day.
Mhm.
They're just they're smoking us out, man. They're
Hmm.
trying to make sure that we don't do what we're supposed to do and that we make it less and everyone becomes a profi just so we don't have to do this stuff. But
Yeah.
no, we are not lessening our treatment because
No.
you decided that it's not something that your company wants to cover.
Mhm.
Sorry,
Yeah.
not happening. All
I'm
right.
really I'm really excited to see where I feel like 5, 10 years from now we're gonna be sitting here and be like, wow, remember, like, back in the day
Mhm.
when we were fighting for, like, our rights and our scope of practice and all of
That's
this. I
it.
feel like there's gonna be a shift, and I feel like we all
Hope
really,
so.
really all of us need to come together because we are the ones who are going to create the movement.
And again, people, please join your associations. Even if you don't want to join the national one, please join your local one. Join your city. Start a study club, because please do not stay in isolation, because this is how each one of us grows. Like Tasia and I, at the end of every single one of these podcasts, we're on fire until next week. And we're like, oh my God, did you remember this? And then we're like, remember what Holly said? Remember what this person said?
And there goes Tasia's nervous system, and Tasia's texting Lauren at midnight because it's earlier there, and Lauren's yelling at Tasia, like, go to bed. And I'm like, but I can't because I'm thinking of all these things. Yeah.
Your brain never turns off. But
yeah.
Holly, what do you want to close us out with saying?
Well, so I've got a whole bowl of more questions.
Oh my God, but we're going to do this again.
Yeah, this was good. I just wanted everyone to hear what you guys thought, like to go rogue. Like you read all these like nerdy studies, they talk about wild type strains and mutant strains. So sometimes we're going to be a wild strain, sometimes we're going to be a little mutant strain.
I'm definitely a mutant.
So here we go.
Yeah.
I'm the wild. Lauren's the mutant.
I'll be the mutant. I mean, I'm a redhead. I'm a ginger, so I'm already a mutant. So it's okay.
Here with you. I'm not on your pickle side, but I'm on your redhead ginger side.
There you go.
You two sweet pickle people, you go have a nice day. I'm going to go eat a pickle.
But I do think she should be on the podcast again because she's got a whole bowl.
We have a whole bowl to answer.
This is so good. I really enjoyed this. So if people are looking for you, Holly, where can they find you?
Instagram, Over the Moon Hygiene Holly Moons. And that's where you can come nerd out about virulence factors. I love nothing more than to learn about how bacteria fight. I love it. That's a whole nother podcast. But yeah.
Is there bacteria in the mouth that try to go other places?
There's whole bodies.
Are you meaning to tell me that oral bacteria do not know that they are oral bacteria?
There's not enough time in the day.
All right, we'll be doing this again very soon, but
for sure. Save the bowl, Holly. We'll be back.
So much. This was amazing. I love it. I love what you guys are doing. You guys are going viral. I'm here for it. I am so here for it. I'm in the background, like cheering you guys on. Rock
I love that.
There's Holly Moons, early adopter.
But yes, follow us at the Unhinged Hygienist on Instagram. We are on all platforms. We now have a website.
Yes, the unhingedhygienist.com. It is so cute.
So cute.
Shout out. Can I, real quick, I have to be thankful for AI on this, because I learned about this because one of my partner's best friends is an AI tech genius. And her friend was like, listen, I need you to learn how to build your own website because it's actually very easy. And I'm like, oh my God, but I'm a hygienist. What do I know? All I can do is scale teeth. Me. I'm a computer.
Yeah, no, she knows way more than I.
So I'm telling you, lovable.dev, LOVABLE. Please sponsor this, Lovable. But what I'm saying is we built this website. Tasia and I had an idea. We had like 6 episodes in, and I was like, bro, we need a website. Yeah. I talked to Lovable. And boom, the unhingedhygienist.com was built.
Right? Because it started with me saying we need an email list. We need a landing page. So this landing page, all of a sudden, Lauren's like, boop, 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 boop. And all of a sudden now we have this amazing
We have
website.
A whole thing. And this is what I'm trying to say, people. Do not, if you have a platform, if you want to build something, AI has made it so easy that I don't code. I'm not a computer person. I'm a dental hygienist who now knows how to talk to, I'm friends with ChatGPT. I'm friends with Claude. I'm friends with Lovable. I'm friends with Notebook LM. These are your new best friends. Tasia, you're not being replaced, but I'm saying you kind of are.
I was going to give you something, but I can't do it live. Because I know you love me, and I love you.
I love you.
Great work, ladies. I'm excited.
Thank you so much, Holly, for being here. We're going to this is going to be a thing, because this was really fun. This was very impromptu, like this morning. Or last night, I was like, what are we doing?
Eat your heart out. He's never done a bowl full of questions.
Right.
And now we said, I want to be the Joe Rogans of healthcare. What? Here we are. All right.
Thank you.
Take us out.
Thank you.
Okay. Love you. Love you all. Thank you for being here. And follow, subscribe, like, share, all of it. Make us go viral. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye.